Hello, everyone. Look at who's here. We have Dr. Francisco Jimenez, Jaime Rocha, Luz Lara, Teresa, Iris. Thank you for being here. Hadassah. Hello, everyone. How exciting.
Teresa, she's here. Teresa is Teresa Keeney.
Teresa, Jaime Rocha, Emily. Thank you for joining us early. You guys were early. I had people joining like 10 minutes ago. I was like, usually we do some testing, right? We test, the equipment and everything. So I could tell there's a lot of excitement about this amazing author we're about to introduce to you. Thank you so much for being here. Elizabeth, thank you for being here. We have people from New York, people from, I know, Texas, of course, California. All right, we're going to give everybody until 10:03, 10:05 to get everybody going. And also know that you can chat with each other on the chat on the right-hand side. And super excited to have everybody here, and it's wonderful to meet everybody. I know Anna Maria has talked a lot about Dr. Francisco Jimenez. Thank you so much for being here. In fact, I have your book here that I ordered, and it's, I'm starting the reading on it. So I'm looking forward to learning more. Thank you so much for writing this.
Thank you.
Anna Maria has said so many beautiful things about this book. So I'm excited to, dive deep, and just wanted to throw that out there for you. So amazing. Thank you for writing this.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
I feel honored that you plan to read it, and I hope you enjoy it.
Yes, I'll definitely reach out as soon as I'm done, and would love to have you on our 100 Authors, 100 Days show on YouTube.
Yeah, thank you.
Yay. So we have, you can unmute Anna Maria and chat with your guests.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here. It means so much, to me. Thank you. Con todo mi corazón. Gracias a todos. Iris, thank you. Hadassah, Dr. Jimenez, of course, you're the reason this is happening, Dr. Jimenez. You're the reason. But I don't want to spoil it. I'm going to share later, so I got to be what I share. My monkey sister, I'll throw that out there, but Luz, Lara, and I, that's our cariño name is Monkey. We call each other Changuitas, and I love her. And Emily is my cousin. She was my student. She's like so many things to me, and she's soon going to be my comadre. And Teresa really empowered me. She came into my class and she taught the kids about democracy, and we did a whole bunch of cool stuff with, my very poor 100% Latinos, 98% Mexican kids. Thank you, Teresa, for everything. Jaime is also a fellow colleague in education, plus a writer, somebody who I admire, somebody who almost everybody here, we came from the field. And then Elizabeth, she is my friend, my colleague, my department chair, but so much more. We have been able to establish a beautiful place together at our workspace, to try to empower each other to do great things for kids. And she's a writer. She's going to soon be a published author as well. Let me see who else is in my Hadassah and Iris, my co-100 Latinas, Latina 100. Thank you so much, you guys, for writing. I mean, when I read those stories and I read the book, and I think the biggest thing is I don't feel alone anymore. It's like, oh, there's more people like me, I think I feel like the ugly duckling when he saw the other ducks. Oh no, there's more ducks.
All right, welcome Jean and Pedro Ramirez, Jean Van Horn. Thank you so much for being here. Another writer from the Latinas 100 Project and Latinos 100 Project, which we're launching the Latinos version of it. Pedro, Mireya Lopez, thank you for joining us.
She's my friend since 3rd grade, Adriana. Mireya is my friend since 3rd grade. I love her very much.
So many people here. This is incredible. This is amazing.
Pedrito's my super brother. Without him, Versos y Rimas would not exist. He is my musician, my audio man, my cameraman. I mean, I love Pedrito. I mean, he's just an amazing young man, like super multi-talented. Who else is in there?
You have a lot of people coming in, so.
Thank you, everyone. Virtual hug.
All right, we're going to get going here in just a few minutes. We'll do our formal introduction just for formality's sake. And then we'll get to hear from the author. We'll get to, you guys all get a treat today because she is actually going to read some of her poetry. And we've selected a few, 2 poems. If there's time, we'll do maybe a few more. But super excited for you guys to get a glimpse of her amazing work and her amazing poetry. So that'll be very, very neat to be able to share that with you. All right. Let's do that. So during the launch and during this experience that we're going to showcase, if you want to clap, we always do this on Zoom. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pride here at RMPStudio and enthusiasm that we gather here today to celebrate the launch of a truly inspiring literary work. I'm honored to introduce an exceptional individual whose life story is as captivating as it is empowering. So please join me in welcoming Anna Maria Magallon, the author of Un Poquito de Everything and a Little Bit of Todo. Ana Maria's journey is one of resilience and determination and a remarkable achievement. From her humble beginnings traveling yearly between Mexico and California and experiencing life in a garage, she has ascended to heights of academic and professional excellence that are truly awe-inspiring. Her passion for education led her to the prestigious Stella Adler Academy of Acting in Hollywood, where she honed her artistic skills. But Ana Maria's quest for knowledge didn't stop there. She further pursued and completed a master's in Spanish language and culture at UC Santa Barbara, a testament to her dedication and love for her heritage. Ana Maria's impact extends beyond the academic realm. She has been nationally recognized as Maestra de Impacto by Univision, among many other accolades, highlighting her significant contributions to education and culture. Today, she stands before us not just as an author, but as a woman, a wife, and a mother who has triumphed over adversity and transformed her experiences into a source of inspiration for others. Her book, Un Poquito de Everything, a Little Bit of Todo, is more than just a title. It's a reflection of her life's journey, embracing a rich tapestry of culture, challenges, and triumphs. Ladies and gentlemen, be prepared to be moved and inspired as we welcome author Anna Maria Magallon to share her story and empower all of us. Please, let's give a warm round of applause to Anna Maria Magallon.
Well, thank you very much for being here, everybody. First, I want to thank God because without him, I am nothing. I wouldn't exist. And secondly, I want to thank all of you. Very special thanks to Dr. Francisco Jimenez, because one of the things that happened during the challenges in life was that I stopped writing. And it wasn't until the day I picked up cajas de cartón that whatever had chained me down just broke. And, you know, as the Bible says, como ríos de agua viva, you know, like rivers of living water, I began to write again. And so thank you, Dr. Jimenez. Thank you so much, because you do not know how far you go and how much you reach and how much I really feel like you're our Cesar Chavez in literature, that you free us. You really do. You free us to write, not just myself, but the students. I mean, just to see my students want to keep reading and I would not be here with this book if it wasn't for Dr. Jimenez. And of course, I call her one of my little angels, disguised as a human, Adriana Rosales, RMPStudios. Thank you so much, Adriana. I mean, it was, when you guys hear the story, I didn't look for her in a way. She was given to me, and it says in the Bible that if you seek first the kingdom of heaven, everything else will be added to you. And honestly, Dr. Jimenez, Marta Niño, Adriana Rosales, all of you guys have been that added to me, añadidura. And it's been such a wonderful journey. But I started writing in junior high. My junior high began in fifth grade. It was fifth grade through eighth, but it was like in sixth grade when I realized that I needed to write, that I was holding so much in my heart that needed to come out. And I would literally get up in the middle of the night and I would wake up because I needed to write. And I remember I still have my libretita. I should have brought it as this thing libreta I had, because I was still traveling from Mexico and California. And who remembers those charritas, que dice, en la puerta de mi casa tengo una silla dorada para que se siente mi suegra con la pierna cruzada. So we would all in Mexico, write our little charritas, and people would bring more and we'd share. And so all the girls had their libretas. And that libretita became where I started to write what I was feeling in my heart. And ever since then, it would be like I would be at a party, I would be somewhere, and I would grab a piece of paper, a napkin, and I would start writing. I still have a few napkins in my little poetry box that I saved from the original. And like one of the poems you'll find in the book is my grandma's obituary, or what I said at her rosary. And it just came to my heart. The Lord just gave it to me. I can't tell you, I planned and sat there and correct. No, they had asked me to speak. Grandma wanted me. She had told me before she passed that when she would leave, that she wanted me to speak. And I just prayed and said, Grandma wanted me to speak. And I talk to God a lot, you guys. That's like me. Like, that's just who I am. And so I just asked him, to help me. And then the night before, it just, boom, it just poured out, And in this journey, as we're doing the edits, one thing that really touched me was that my husband, who was also editing for the 384 time, right? Because that's how these books work. He started to cry, and I'm like, hon, are you okay? What happened? And he's like, it's grandma's poem. And it just really touched him, and he remembered how much grandma loved him. And so a little bit of todo is just that, a little bit of everything, un poquito de everything. You're going to find prose, you're going to find poetry, you're going to find free verse, and a little bit of inspiration, because I think, as my dear Pastor Tom used to tell us, Father Tom, we're all broken, in different ways. And we all need each other sometimes to mend that brokenness so that we can continue and go on and become the amazing human beings that we were meant to be. Because I believe all of us were meant to be amazing, from the youngest to the eldest. So thank you, everybody, for being here.
Yes, thank you for those beautiful words. And I absolutely love that you included that poem from your grandmother. And even when we were, I just want to share, when we were, of course, working, it's been a year, right, to work through the book, and, connecting, weekly sometimes. And just, there's so many components that have to happen before you publish a book. But I had the opportunity to meet her husband, and he was really taken back by some of the work in the book. And it makes me really happy to see when the spouse, when the significant other also is involved in the process and can see the flourishing of a new, she's not a new writer, but a new author. And that was really amazing. And it really touched my heart to be able to experience that and have a conversation with your husband about just this whole process. And I do want to invite everybody who's on the call, friends, family, if you have a story that you would like to share about how you met Anna Maria, what connection you have with her with regards to the book, or maybe a short story that you can briefly share. Now we will open the platform to go ahead and do that. So if there's anybody on the call that would like to share anything, there's a little reaction button on the bottom. You can let me know by just simply raising your hand, and you can go ahead and unmute yourself. Okay, we have Elizabeth.
Hello.
Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi. I don't know why I'm feeling extremely emotional and excited for her right now. But I work with Anna Maria, and she has got to be the most passionate person I have ever met in my life. And I think our relationship at work, we pray together at lunch, has brought me closer to God. It's brought me closer to um, like my own passion for writing. I've changed genres recently, and I felt God pushed me towards writing for His kingdom and not the secular world. I was writing things that were like vampires and stuff like that, and I felt God tell me to write, and all of a sudden I had writer's block, and I was like, okay, God, if you're telling me to write, what am I supposed to write? And then it was talking to Anna Maria, and she said, I prayed for you, and that you're if He wants you to write, you're supposed to write for Him. And so I've been able to brainstorm with her, and seeing this process with her blossom as a writer has helped me have confidence in, like, okay, if this is what I'm meant to do, then I'm going to continue to do it. And it just is amazing to be able to brainstorm with her, to talk to her about students, to pray for her book and pray for her family and pray for our students together. And I just feel like she's a force to be reckoned with, and she helps me to be a better person. So I'm excited to be involved in this process, and I'm just super, super proud of her, and I love her.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. That was beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Pedro, we'll go ahead and
Good to go?
you're good.
All right. Yeah, no, I just wanted to give some words to Ana Maria. Ana Maria, you've always been an influence, but it's been crazy to say we've known each other for a while now, for at least like 5 years, and for sure before that, even way longer. But I'm only 27 right now, and so I'm pretty sure I met you when I was like a snot-nosed little kid, and you've seen me grow up and go this way and that way, and I'm just really happy to say that you've always been a good influence. But overall, these last 5 years, or maybe even longer than that, just getting to work with you artistically and getting to have you as that like back and forth, that iron that sharpens iron, allowing me to believe in myself and find like the creativity that sometimes like I like even in myself. I just really, really appreciate you for being that like inspiration, and for just always showing us how to move forward, how to whether it's in the faith or through education or through our labor. You've always just been there and giving good advice, especially with versos y rimas. Again, for me, it's been a beautiful kind of development, being able to share that with you and with our community, and even getting to share it with my abuelita. Now may she now rest in peace. It was beautiful that again you've just been there as again you call me your super brother, and you have been that super sister that has been just always been there for me in whichever way in capacity, but even more so as like a cultural and like a family kind of figure. So I just thank you for all the work you've done and all the moments that we've shared.
Thank
you, super brother. Thank you, super brother. I love you, and Versos and Rimas could have not happened without you. And Pedrito has a heart. He's a giving man, and he takes no monetary, like we don't have any money. We just go do things for people, especially for our community, because I just feel that was us. We were smaller, and somebody did things for me for free, when I was lacking a lot of stuff. And so it makes me very happy, and I'm very proud of you. And I know this is only the beginning, Pedrito. I know that you have so much more to give and to do. And he's working for the union, and Dr. Francisco Jimenez marched with Cesar Chavez. I want all of you guys to know that. He marched with Cesar Chavez, and me and the kids in the classroom were talking about that because we're reading his book. But yes, thank you. Thank you, Liz, too. I mean, Liz, I can't wait to hold your book. I know it's going to happen. We're all talented beyond what we can imagine. I really believe that, not just as an educator, as a human. We are talented beyond what we can imagine. But unfortunately, like I said, some of us along the way got a little broken, and those little broken pieces, sometimes they don't let us see all this greatness that God wants for us. Because like one of the things that I share in the book is like, the more you shine, the more light we have in the world. and the more light we have in the world, the better world it is for all of us. When one of us is doing great things and doing good, everybody is benefiting. And that sometimes, you know, in the areas where some people become a little like jealous or envious, because they don't see that. They don't see that the greater somebody else is, the better it is for me too. So I just continue to ask everybody to let their light shine, you know, bring it on, you guys, and help us all have this better world. Because I believe that. I believe that with all my heart.
Yes. We have one more. Mireya Lopez would like to share as well. Oh, can you unmute? Oh, there, we can hear you now. Yes. Go ahead. Yes.
I just want to say that I've been friends with Anna Maria for like middle school.
Put your microphone a little bit.
Grade. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I was just saying that I know Anna Maria since like for fourth, fifth grade. We've gone through a lot. After her graduation in Texas, and she has been a very good friend, and she has also helped me write obituaries for my family. She's like sister, cousin. All my family is her family. My grandma's her grandma. And I just want to say that she's very inspiring. I love her very. And she's helped me a lot. I was this way of God, but she has to come back. And I just want to see what
Thank you, Mireya, for sharing. Thank you so much.
I love you, Mireya. You know I love you with all my heart. And God's got our back. What Mireya was trying to share is that her dad, which I call Theo, he's now with God in heaven. He actually took her and Junior, her brother, to Texas to my graduation. And at the time, she was doing the migrant thing too. She was living in Mexico, in Guanajuato. And I said, Tio Jose, you have to bring Mireya. You have to, because I'm graduating from college. And he did. And it was the most beautiful thing to have her and Junior. And that's a whole other book, right, Mireya? We're going to write that story about how we crossed the border with her brother, one of my best friends who also came from California. We crossed the border because I lived 20 minutes away from Reynosa, where I did my BA. It was, at the time, it was called UT Pan American, University of Texas Pan American in Edinburgh, Texas. So that was right the border towns. Such incredible people. I love all you guys. I just want you guys to know that. I love you with all my heart.
We have a few more
Anna Maria,
people.
can you hear me?
We have.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Oh, is this Marta 408?
Yes, it's Martha.
hold on.
I'm sorry, I
Can
can't
you-
be on screen.
Oh, can you hold on 1 second, and we'll bring you on
Yes.
in a minute.
Yes.
1 second. Okay. Jean, I saw you have. We're going in order here, so go ahead, Jean. So wonderful to have you on this morning.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you perfectly.
Now, I'm trying not to cry. You guys have gotten me almost started crying here. I don't cry on screen. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm just so happy to be here. And thank Anna Maria for inviting me. And, you know, to see you, Adriana, with her online is really motivating to me because you guys are such a good team. But it's a privilege. And Anna Maria, thank you so much for all that you do. What I love about her is she's such a good-hearted person. She's so simple in a good way. You know, she boils everything down to the simple, just the basic point all the time. And I love that, Anna Maria, you know, a godly person. And of course, that is the godly way, how Jesus was. Everything was just the basic goodness of everything. So thank you for that. I look forward to getting this publication, and it excites me to hear Martha's voice too. I'm going to get off so Martha can get right up. She's such a beautiful person. It's because of her too that I know both of you. So thank you for inviting me, and thank you for letting me be a part of this.
Thank you, Jean. Thank you so much for showing up and supporting. And right.
Marta, I call Marta Lady Butterfly, la señora mariposa.
Go for it, Martita. Can you hear us? Let me see. I'm going to ask her to unmute. We have a few more that are raising their hands, so we're going to Marta, go for it.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
She does call me Lady Butterfly. It's the cutest thing. Listen, I didn't want to miss today. I can't be on screen, unfortunately, but I wanted to make sure I got some words across to Ana Maria. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. From moment one that I met this woman, if you've never met her, she's like a walking poet. And I actually thought that, you know, poetry was like something from the past. Well, she is from the past, she's from the present, and she's not afraid to show it. And I just love that about her. I mean, I think the first time I met you, a couple of weeks later, I invited her to come into my life and be my MC at my launch party. And it was like we were family forever. Like, seriously, this girl can throw a party. Like, it's amazing. But what she's done is actually turn her hurt, you hurt me, huh, into hope. And I know that this was a hard year to do that, and to get it down in writing and be okay with it and be here with all of these people and you being so proud of that, that is hope for others. So I know that somebody's going to benefit from your story. And the fact that you do it with heart, you know, I always talk about this, is just even more valuable. So thank you for also mentioning, you know, Dr. Francisco Jimenez. You know, I think we're all kind of interconnected somehow, and we're all kind of broken butterflies in one way, but the fact that we all can heal and still keep flying, I think it's amazing. So you're a butterfly too, Mija. And I'm so proud of you. I know you're a teacher in life as your job, but honestly, you've told me one thing. You're a talent scout. That's different. That's different. And the fact that you look at everything as, hey, what can you add to this world, is it just comes across differently with you. So I'm just so glad you're part of this earth. And I'm so glad that you are who you are. And I'm glad that this book is going to be out there for everybody. I'll shut up because I could talk forever. I love you so much. Un abrazote. Hello, Jean. Hello, Adrianita. Hello, everybody. Adios. Abrazote.
I want to say thank you to Marta. And just one thing that she said, that I always, when I was way younger, you know, and more mature, I suffered a lot of abuse, but I always thought that someday maybe me and the person that did the abusing could talk and turn our hurt into good for others. And the most important thing when you hurt is that you can take your hurt and turn it into good for other people. So yes, Marta, thank you for saying that, because that's really one of my main hopes, you know, about the parts that, because the book has a little bit of everything. Like I say, you know, I'm one of those poets that I remember being in my pueblito in Los Aldamas, and the girls, I was not allowed to have a boyfriend yet, but my older cousins and friends, girls, were talking about their boyfriends and stuff. And as I heard them talk, then I would write a poem about love, you know, and then now that I'm older, I was like, oh my gosh, how did I write about that? I had never even been kissed, you know?
Yeah.
But it's just
Some
something
people just have that talent.
my heart, you know, just, you know, or like, I had found another one about me complaining about the homework that I can't wait to read to you guys, but especially to the Professor Jimenez, because he's going to get it. I was talking about los Fenicios y el Quijote and all this stuff, because it was everything that was, you know, we were learning at grad school. And I was feeling so overwhelmed that day. So it just turned into poetry. And then I was able to continue doing my homework. So thank you, Martha.
You turned it into poetry. You turned it into poetry. That's your talent, Mija. Don't ever stop, because you look at the world different, and we need more poets. I love you.
Thank you, Marta. All right. So we have, thank you, Marta. That was wonderful. Teresa Kinney, thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. I just wanted to say, I'm getting emotional. Ana Maria, it was such a pleasure to meet you. And I thank you so much for reaching out to me to bring the Constitution and the Republic and democracy to your class, and to help with your students, and to partner up with you. Everything that you say about how our positive nature and how you are, it is a testament, because your success is our success. Just like you said, everyone on here is so very proud of you. I'm so proud of you. And as you are elevated, it elevates us. And I just wanted to thank you for who you are, for what you've done, how you've spoken to my life, and you're continuing to do so. So congratulations to you. And Thank you so much. I love you.
Thank you, Teresa. I love you too. Thank you so much. Yes, that was incredible. She had the kids vote, and I mean, that was the first time my students ever experienced what the democratic voting process, and so I was so proud of her for bringing that into the classroom. And you guys mean so much every time you come in person or you Zoom in. Thank you to those of you who helped me be able to educate these beautiful souls that I get.
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing, everybody. So we're going to take Frank Carvajal. Yay. He actually wrote one of the endorsements for the book. We're so happy to have you here, my friend. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. I first want to say Dr. Francisco Jimenez is what Anna had mentioned, Cesar Chavez for literature, and a person who is so caring. Let me wipe my screen here. Is it better?
You look great, my friend. You look great. Very good.
Yeah, it's a little blurry, but anyway, I just want to congratulate Anna and really give this piece of advice as an author. And I say subscribe to 3Fs, Francisco. The 3Fs, first is faith. And Anna has so much faith that she, embodies faith, and she not only believes so much in the Lord, but she really has an aura about her that makes sure that folks around her feel that presence and faith. And then the second is embracing family. Family in your journey as an author, you will be surrounded with people that not only believe in you, but have become, your family, your husband, your daughter, and passing that baton to your younger daughter as her hero and role model. And then third, which is very important, is our friends that are on today, the friends that not only believe in you, but I feel what's important is Adriana, as the publisher, is to make sure that we buy your book, we support you in your journey. So those 3Fs will go a long way. And Adriana and Anna, congratulations. And of course, Dr. Jimenez pushes us all to believe in these 3Fs. So congratulations. And I say Fs because in school, from grade school through college, what really fears the Latino community is that F, right? Failure. But let's see the F as a positive A. So congratulations.
Amen. Thank you, Frank. And on that note, I just want to share that what really called me from Frank as I would follow him on LinkedIn was he's really the first professional man I saw that was not afraid to share his faith and his family. And somehow I had been told, you got to keep your God out of everything as a professional. You can't. And so then I decided, that if I could not talk about God, then that was fine if I was never going to be successful because professional people couldn't talk about God, because that, like I said, that's who I am. But you guys have to share something because I'm so elated because Frank brought this up. So Frank, 3 years ago, they gave me these classes and Liz knows it's true. Nobody wanted these classes. They don't want to teach these kids. And I said to the principal, just give them to me. I haven't taught ESL in 14 years, but I'll figure it out because I've been teaching Spanish. And being a mom, I had gone part-time. And my kids were failing at like 85% rate. Well, this last test that we just did, my 7th graders had 100% passing rate. And my 3 classes of 8th graders had 90% of passing rate. And I wish you guys, I could have taken a picture, especially one young man that I always saw him so sad. And I would be like, what do I do? I would ask God, how do I get to him? Why can I see him smile? But when I said to him, and I can't share names because you guys know about legalities, but when I said to him, I'm going to call him Panchito. When I said, Panchito, you made an 80% on the reading and writing. I saw this smile and I see this other little girl saying to him, You see, ya ves, yo te digo, I'm always telling you when she tells you that you can do it, that all you have to do is watch it. And the conversation was so beautiful between them, you know. And I said, now you know, mijo, now you know that you're like an 80 plus student. It's just that you just have to want it. Because unfortunately for this group of kids, they feel they're the dumb ones, they're the poor ones, they don't have nice brand clothes. And I said, I was one of you. And guess what? I can afford brand clothes now, but it doesn't matter. I don't need it. I don't need a $1,000 purse or $500 tennis shoes. That's not what matters. And so I just needed to share that because I love these kids and I was just so happy. And we're going to throw them a big party in January. The principal said he was going to help me so that we can celebrate them. So thank you, everybody, because all of you helped me. All of you helped me do this. I don't do it alone. Thank you.
Thank you, Ana Maria.
Thank
So
you.
let's go ahead and have one more. I have a few people that are waiting to say a few words. Again, thank you, Frank. And then we're gonna go ahead and take and we're gonna go back to Ana Maria, and then she's going to recite one of her poems, and she has two. We'll let her surprise, and then we'll go to Dr. Francisco Jimenez as well to have him right after Imelda. It'll be Dr. Francisco Jimenez, and then we'll do the poem. Perfect. Imelda, thank you so much for being with us.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you perfectly.
Okay, perfect. So I met Ana Maria actually through church. We were in a ballet folklorico dancing group, and what I most admire about Ana Maria is her passion. She is very passionate, full of energy, and very assertive. She knew exactly where she wanted us to take us, and she had great ideas. So I'm always grateful to have an opportunity to meet with her and talk to her, even though we don't do it as often. I always say she dreams big, she thinks big, and she is just always looking for ways to make things better. And she's also an educator, and I'm a teacher. So there's this thing that as teachers, we know that the impact that you have in students' lives. And I know that she's doing wonderful things in the community. So congratulations, Ana Maria, and adelante.
Thank you, Imelda. I love you.
That's amazing. Thank you, Imelda. That was beautiful.
And I just need a second because I really have to honor Imelda. She's taking care of her mom. That's what nobody sees in the background, like Martita, she has, a challenge right now. So I really want to say Imelda and Marta and everybody who has a challenge but still made it. Thank you. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. My prayers are going out for you guys.
Thank you. Thank you, Imelda. All right, we're going to go ahead and have Dr. Francisco Jimenez say a few things. We're going to, if you can just unmute real quick, Dr. Francisco. There we go.
First of all, I want to congratulate Ana Maria for the wonderful book that she has written. And as a teacher myself for many years, I have always encouraged my students to go into teaching. And the first thing they would ask me is, what do you need to become a good teacher? And I responded by saying, you have to love your students. And when I met Ana Maria and her class, I saw exactly what I was trying to communicate to potential teachers. The commitment that she has, the positive attitude she has for students is really enlightening. It's inspirational. And I wish we could clone Ana Maria as a teacher and have her be in every junior high school to empower students, especially Latina students, because she has a huge heart, a heart of gold. And she believes, as all of you have indicated, she believes in the power of the grace that God has given every one of us. So I cannot thank you enough, Ana Maria, for enriching my own life and what you have done for so many people, as you have heard this morning, and your students. And I hope you continue the path that you have provided, and all of us will follow you. And Frank Carvajal, thank you so much for your leadership. You have made a huge difference in our Latino community. We owe, all of us owe you a lot of a sky full of gratitude. So thank you so much. And all of you, I've been inspired by your own comments. And I always think that what you see in others is really who you are. And so I think all of you are wonderful people, wonderful teachers, and souls that reflect well in terms of how Ana Maria sees our world in a positive and loving way. So thank you, Ana Maria. And thank you for publishing Ana Maria's work, your own work, like Frank Carvajal's work, has helped tremendously in terms of promoting our literature, our voices that need to be heard, because our literature, as you indicated in your essay, is a reflection of who we are. Mm-hmm. And our literature is not only important for us to read, but also for everyone to read, because the experiences that we relate in those stories are important and an integral part of the American experience. And so to a large degree, as you know, the work that Latinos and Latinas have done in this country in large measure have determined who we are as a nation of mostly immigrants who struggled and worked very hard to make the wonderful and powerful world that we live in. And as Ana Maria indicates, there's a lot of suffering that goes on, but she gives us the courage to look at the best angels in our society to help us move forward. So I thank all of you for the work that you do, and the teachers who are joining us. I have the greatest admiration and respect for all of you, because without people like yourselves, like Ana Maria and the previous speaker, who's also a teacher, I wouldn't have succeeded myself in becoming a teacher myself. So thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to talk to celebrate the work that Ana Maria has done in literature as well as in the classroom.
Wonderful. Thank you, Dr. Jimenez. Thank you. You are like adored in so many countries. His work has been translated in 7 languages, you guys, 7 languages. If you yet don't know it, you need to read all of his books.
Yes.
So I'm going to start with a little bit of a free prose mixed with free verse called La Malinche. Luego llegó la Malinchada. Ay, sí, muy gringa, hablan mucho inglés. Si te juntas con las gringas, nos traicionas. Y ni se te ocurre querer jugar softball como si fueras una de ellas. Pero me encantaba pasar el almuerzo con el profesor que tenía el apellido más largo que había escuchado en mi vida. Y aparte, Alyssa y Jennifer llevaban unos sándwiches con unos panes extranjeros como el de sourdough y una carne que no había en mi rancho que se llamaba pastrami. Encantadas, ellas aceptaban hacer cambalache, pues para ellas mi burrito de carne guisada con frijoles era un manjar. Claro, preparado por mi chef personal, mi mamá. Y pues aunque en ese tiempo yo lo ignoraba, ya tenía yo mucho de nerd y un poco menos de pueblerina. El profesor de historia nos hacía viajar por el tiempo con sus charlas descriptivas, que a cualquiera transportaban como cápsula de tiempo a las pirámides de Egipto o a las ruinas de los mayas. O igual, te subías a la Niña, la Pinta o la Santa María. Y ocurrió que para mí ya era demasiado tarde, ya era bicultural y no sabía vivir sin tacos ni subsistir sin hot dogs, pizza y hamburguesas con jalapeños y aguacate. Ya no habría manera de agarrar el estropajo para tallarme el Spanglish, ni para dejar de comer pavo con arroz y chile de molcajete. Ya no había sopas maruchas sin tapatío y limón. It was too late. I had biculturated.
Woo! I love it. I love it. Which one is the next one?
That was La Malinche. The second one I'm going to read, it's kind of like my baby, you guys. And if you ever talk to my husband and daughter, they're going to tell you, every time I cook, I have this phrase, no porque yo lo hice, not because I made it, pero me quedó tan bueno. And this is how I feel about this poem. And I'm not trying to brag, you guys, but I love this poem. I don't know, it just came one day, like I said. I don't plan. It just comes to my heart and I just have to write it right then and there, wherever I'm at. Now with the new technology, sometimes I just record it so I can write it down later. So this one's called The Best of Both Mundos. Me gusta ser americana. I love being American on Thanksgiving, Valentine's, and Easter Day, especially for the turkey, the stuffing, and the creme brulee. Oh, wait, that's French. I love being Mexican el 5 de mayo, el 30 de abril, and during carne asadas any day of the week. Res, puerco, pollo, salchichas, picosas, chorizo, nopales, you name it, we grill it and top it with salsa verde, roja, o tricolor. If it's a mixture, it tastes mucho mejor. Me gusta ser americana. On summer vacations and family trips, camping, hiking, a day at the park, Disneylanding, fried chicken, pizza, hot dogs, a day at the lake with burgers on the grill and potato chips or salad on the side. Me gusta ser mexicana. Cuando hay música, mariachi, zapateo y ay, 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 que me toquen las mañanitas, el niño perdido en la que se fue. I like being Mexican and reading Borges and Neruda, feeling like Sandra Cisneros living on Mango Street. Me gusta ser americana and be all that I can be. Viva la independencia any day of the year. I can live alone and not be a hoochie mama. I can achieve, excel, overqualify, succeed, and be just me. En fin, I've got the best of both mundos right here in my backyard. Y a mi abuelita en la sala tejiéndome un gabán. Me gusta ser mexicoamericana. Y a veces, mucho más. Thank you, guys. I love that poem. I'm sorry, but I love it. It's just like I love my rice.
Yes, I love it. Every time that when I first heard that poem, it just hit me right here in the chest because I thought, whew, it had been a very long time since I had listened to poetry that had to do with me and that had to do with people like me, where we usually don't fit we don't have a place per se, ni mexicana ni americana, and like this really interesting middle. And so when she read that to me, I was like, oh my goodness. And just to share briefly how I met Ana Maria was through Marta Niño almost a year ago. And I remember the first time that we called, that we shared, she read some of her poetry, and I was like, who is this woman? Like, why isn't she on television, sharing this, where's her YouTube channel? I was like, oh my goodness. And she just kept reading, and I kept learning about her and learning about her background, and just in awe every time that I would read a new poem, that I would read a new story. And I'm just so proud of you, not because, I get the privilege of publishing you, but because I get to publish someone that shares the most deepest part of who we are as a gente, as a people. And there's not enough of us in history and in the United States writing about who we truly are and what we bring to the table, because we're you know, our Latinidad, we're amazing. Those of us who are born and raised here and or first time generation or immigrated here, you know, there's these beautiful stories, and there's just not enough writers out there to share them. And so I'm privileged to be able to share your book with the world, because it's just such a gem. It's such a beautiful, beautiful piece of work. And I am so, so proud of you. And I love our journey together during this time, because I, as you know, was more than just a publisher author journey, but I really got to know you, and I consider you a friend. And I just love you very much, my friend. And I am so deeply proud of you. I do want to open it up just for the very last couple of minutes that we have together for anyone else who would like to share any final thoughts, and then we'll go ahead and close this beautiful celebration. And she's going to give us one more poem at the very end. And there's quite a few people on the call, so I just want to look through to make sure that I'm not missing anyone, and that that we're getting to everybody that wants to express anything else. Okay, so let me look through the chat real quick, and here we go. I know everybody lifted their hand all at the same time, so I wasn't able to see who. Okay, so do you want to do one more, Ana Maria, and we'll wrap it up?
Yeah. But did you say somebody else wanted to speak?
Yeah, I don't see anybody else's hand up unless I missed it.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Dr. Jimenez, final words. Oh, can you unmute yourself real quick?
Okay.
There we go.
Just want to add that reading her poetry and the honesty with which she writes from the heart, is exactly who she is. And that's why she resonates so well with so many people and her students. So when you read her work, you can, it's like going into her soul and knowing exactly who she is, a wonderful, noble person. So I just want to say that her work reflects who she is in terms of honesty and writing exactly from the heart. So thank you, Anna Maria.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you, Doctor. Well, I want to say thank you to everybody. Oh, go ahead,
Did I
Frank.
just say, and as Dr. Jimenez had mentioned, we're here to help you, Anna, as far as, any leads for speaking at schools or anything like that. We're always here for you.
Thank you. That's one of my dreams for this book is to not just help everybody that reads it, but I hope that I can reach a lot of our young Latinos, first generation, especially at the colleges and community colleges, because so many times we want to quit because it's such a foreign world. You go back to your casa and nobody can help you with your homework, and nobody can tell you about programs that the college has. And so I want the young people to know that they have so much potential, and I want them not to give up when they feel like breaking. I had the privilege of having a wonderful man named Tim Fast, my high school counselor, who happened to be, and again, God. Later, I find out he was a big man of faith in his church, but he was kind of like, because I also didn't have my dad. My dad died when I was 1. And so he was kind of like that dad. And I remember calling him my senior year of my BA and going, Mr. Fast, I'm just going to quit. I can't take it anymore. I had some other stuff going on besides school. And he's like, you've done this much. You've come so far. You're going to take it. You're going to move on, and you're going to do it. And Marta in her book talks about la gente buena, the good people. And all of you are gente buena. Frank, Dr. Francisco, everybody that's here. Thank you. But I just want to inspire our youth, because they're the future. We don't like the world, then we need to work on the youth. If we don't like the world we're seeing, we need to empower our children and our youth so that we can see a better world. And I wanted to close with this poem called Habrá días, There Will Be Days, because we all have days, when we see people so accomplished, like Dr. Jimenez, Frank Carvajal, Jean, all of you, Adriana, there's struggle, there's pain. We are not wonderful every day. I get up chonguda sometimes, and I don't always look nice. But when you're the kid or that young person on the other side, you think those people don't suffer, or you think those people don't hurt, but they do. We hurt, we fall, but we get up. And what picks me up is my Lord, my faith, when I'm down, and he says, you can never be down because I'm going to sustain you, ¿verdad? Porque yo te tengo grabada en la palma de mi mano. And that's what I want to give the kids. And I want them to discover this superpower that is free, and that doesn't discriminate in any way, race, color, nothing. The Lord loves everybody, and he wants to empower everybody. And that's the message I want to bring across, to bring the best on everyone. So Habrá Días was meant for that intention. And I found it thanks to Dr. Jimenez, because he had told me about a poem that he had enjoyed. And I found this other file because, like I tell you guys, I've been writing since I was in junior high, and I just stash them here and there, and I write wherever I can. So one of my new goals is to make sure I put everything in order. But this is Habrá Días. Habrá días de lluvia y días de sol. Habrá días de tormenta y otros días sin luz. Habrá días que el alma no entienda la vida y días de inmensa agonía. Habrá días que humedezcan tus ojos, días tan agrios como el limón, y habrá días dulces que pinten de colores tu corazón. Habrá días de arcoíris y de cielos azules, de noches oscuras y silencio sin cesar, pero el sol no dejará de brillar. Aguanta, son días, no son tu eternidad.
Beautiful.
You're muted, Adriana, you're muted.
That is beautiful. Thank you so much. So with that, I want to thank everyone for joining us here today, and all the beautiful, amazing words that everybody shared in celebration of one of our new authors at RMPStudio. So very proud and so very honored that, and in much gratitude for everybody that showed up. You always know who your true friends and who has really got your back when they show up to these kinds of events and to support you. And in particular for this beautiful woman, this beautiful teacher who impacts all our kids. And I'm so grateful again for everyone that showed up for her today. I'm going to unmute, and then we can all say goodbye. Thank you so much, and
Thank you, everybody, from the bottom of my heart. It means a lot that you took the time to be with me today, and I admire every one of you. Has a very special place in my heart. And what I want for you is the same thing I want for me. Que todo lo bueno de Dios los alcance y permanezca con ustedes para siempre. That all the goodness of God will reach you and stay with you forever. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Muchas gracias, Ana María.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Felicitaciones, Ana María.
Feliz sábado.
Bendiciones.
Bye. Thank you. Love you. We'll see you. Ahí está mi comadre Lorena. No dijo una palabra. I love her. She's my other friend in third grade.